Okay, we're gonna learn about adjacent, supplementary, and complementary angles. That was my horrible attempt at spelling adjacent. It's spelled like this: adjacent. So adjacent, complementary, complementary, and supplementary. I don't know, supplementary, I don't know, it doesn't matter. So adjacent angles are angles that share the same pivot point and share a common side or a common line. These are adjacent angles because they share this line right here and they both go around this dot, this point. So these are adjacent angles. This would be an adjacent angle. Another example of an adjacent angle would be something like this. This would be an adjacent angle, and this would be an adjacent angle because they both go around this pivot point, and they have this line in common. Okay, so adjacent. A complementary angle is an angle a complementary angle. Angles are two angles that when added together equal up to 90 degrees. So let's say we have this angle right here and this angle right here. This in total is a 90-degree angle. So this angle and this angle are complementary angles because they added up together add up to 90 degrees. Now, complementary angles, this angle is also adjacent, like this angle. These angles are also adjacent, but complementary angles don't have to be adjacent. If I were to have an angle like this, that would say, let's say 30 degrees, and then I would have an angle like that, which would say 60 degrees. This would, added up together, they would both be, it would equal up to 90 degrees. 30 plus 60 is 90. So these would be complementary angles, even though they're not adjacent angles. They're separated from each other. They just have to be two angles that add up to each other. I'm going to try to spell this again. Supplementary. I don't think I spelled that right, but whatever. Supplementary angles are angles who add up to 180 degrees. Okay? So an example could be this angle. This is a straight line like this, and these two angles would add up to 180 degrees. So this would be an example of a supplementary angle. But just like complementary angles, supplementary angles can be adjacent angles like this. These are adjacent angles that equal up to, when added together, equal up to 180 degrees. But they can also be separate angles. Like, let's say we have this is just, it's like 30 degrees, and then we have another angle that's like this, and this is like, that's like this, and this is like, let's say 160 degrees. These two angles are supplementary angles because whenever you add them together, they equal up to 180 degrees because 30 plus 6 equals 180. So supplementary angles can be adjacent angles, but they don't have to be. Okay? And adjacent angles can be supplementary and whatever. But yes, supplementary angles are that equal up to 180 degrees when added together. Complementary are angles that equal up to 90 degrees when added together, and adjacent angles are angles that share this, have a common side or line, you want to say, and have the same pivot point. I guess they're right next to each other. Sounds cool. Oh.